Welcome everybody, and in today's video I would like to take a look at what major scale is this. We've done a previous example of this, and so once again, if you take a look over here and if you immediately assume, well, this must be an E flat major scale, I'll tell you right now that that is completely wrong. So we can't use the logic that the scale is whatever note it starts with. That's just incorrect logic, and it's flat out, it's just lazy because it's not taking the time to look through what is going on with this. That's the only real way that you're going to know. So how did we do this last time? It's very simple. What we're going to do is we're going to look at each of the intervals, and we're going to say that, well, there's an interval that occurs from 1 to 2, from 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, and this is the one that's tricky for most people. We have to remember there's another interval here, and so there's another interval here going back from 7 to 1. Now I want to consider from E flat to F. From E flat to F. Well, that is a whole step. From F to G is a whole step. From G to A is a whole step. From A to B flat is a half step. From B flat to C is a whole step. From C to D is a whole step. And from D to E flat is a half step. And so now I have enough information to start kind of piecing this together. Let's take a look. I recognize that I have 3 wholes and a half, and 3 wholes and a half occurs right here. And I can also recognize that I have 2 wholes and a half, and 2 wholes and a half occurs right here. So this scale then is going to be the B flat major scale, because we can see that the green line is what we need in the beginning. And this is a whole step. This one here is a whole step. It's a whole step from something, and so that means we're coming from this B flat here. So let's put this in order, and if we were to put it in order, we get B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, I apologize, and B flat. Now let's verify that this actually fits our pattern, just to make sure, to make just absolute sure that we're on the right track. All right, so let's see. Let's think from B flat to C is a whole step. C to D is a whole step. D to E flat is a half step. So we have whole, whole, half. And that means that this area is good. Now let's keep going. E flat to F is a whole. F to G is a whole. G to A is a whole step, and finally A to B flat is a half step. And so now we recognize that this area is also completed. So that is how we properly build a B flat major scale. This one was out of order, and so at least it didn't have the correct starting point is probably a better way of saying it. And it was a little harder to recognize. So we can't just look at a scale and immediately assume that it's going to be E flat major. We have to actually do the math and go through it. In future videos, we're going to continue to look at some harder examples of how to determine a major scale when it is not in order.